Hey guys, welcome back to Dyson Sphere. I'm your host Rune. We're back for another quick little let me show you what I've done kind of things. How to build kind of a setup that is all encompassing inclusive with making your super magnetic rings. Now, a little bit of disclaimer. I have, let's see, this guy. I have one of my interstellar logistical stations piping in raw resource in here, so that's why that guy is right there. Plus, that's my first ever interstellar space station or logistic station. It's pretty cool. It's amazing. I like it. Anyway, hopefully you guys are having a good day. I'm having a great day. I'm gonna be doing some schoolwork here soon. Got a class to attend, but I just could not get away. I'm over 200 hours. And yeah, I'm having a blast. So anyway, so let's get to it. So, how to make this high-end tiered thing? Now, what's really useful is setting this up. Now, I have 3 locations to where this is set up to have these produce, or 2, 3, one of those to have a surplus of these things because they make these guys. Well, let me back up. They make these guys to then also make these guys, and these guys you use to then launch your permanent structure, your Dyson shell structure, up into the atmosphere, or the orbit of the sun. Words. I can't words right now. Too much coffee. Anyway, so I eventually plan on making this world like Coruscant. I might like save a couple of water spots here and there for like where I need water, but I'm totally wanting to waste all the steel and the concrete in the world and make this an entirely gray world where you literally cannot walk. Look at this. It looks like a motherboard over here. It's awesome. Anyway, distracted. So so how you do this? This is all enclosed. Like, so a lot of people that I've seen, they have like these big massive layouts to where they have everything kind of like all lined up, and there's like 20 of them, and it's this giant conveyor belt, and it all like kind of makes mass quantity stuff. And I was just like, well, I like specifically building everything that I need for one resource and have it self-enclosed, like a contained unit, like a module unit that I can just pluck out of my system, and it's not like this setup does not affect any other setups in my playthrough except for this link right here. This link right here I even have a storage here in case this gets backed up, which it has gotten backed up in the past before, but I've let this run continuously, and I have some problems. I've had to add one over here, but for the most part, it is amazing at generation. And these guys, you need, whoops, oh no, well, here, I'll put that one there. You need these to upgrade to your Mark II stuff anyway, and then that helps you to upgrade to Mark III. But like this resource here, this the super magnetic ring, is needed for all your Mark III stuff and everything. It's a great resource to have in abundance, and you will appreciate it later, because also you need it for a bit of a ramble, but you also need it for making the orbit collectors and stuff. In addition to, I think you also need this for these guys, or is it these guys? No, those are just the rocket things. Never mind. I digress. Anyway, so let me walk you through what I've done. So this right here, I'm trying to mine this up. It's almost done or whatever, but I have this kind of like right here. You don't necessarily have to have this as long as you're having iron bars and everything, and this number really isn't pertaining to this. It's just have an abundance of copper, because the only bit of copper that you're going to need is when you are making these magnetic coils here. And so then when it comes in, now I have a whole bunch, because I had an off-world setup where I was making computer boards, and I no longer need those computer circuits anymore. So I totally demolished that line. I had a whole bunch of extra copper and iron ingots, so I've kind of distributed them amongst the populace over here. So this is like here as a backup, so then once this is all done here, I can eat my surplus before I actually connect this to my node over here. So I get copper off-world, and it feeds this system here, which is another system that is self-enclosed that feeds into to create this one, and I'll do a how-to on that one maybe too. I like this game, and I want to show you guys how I've done some things. Kind of get your brains thinking on what you can do, kind of on a small scale. Now, again, granted, like I have these, I like closed, compact. Woo, camera angle. Closed, compact, little kind of self-contained little units. That's what I'm striving for. So I know I might get some hate later, or some comments saying like, that's highly, to just like sprawl it out or like whatever. I like trying to be as macro as possible. Like the tiny house, thing. That is what I'm trying to do with self-enclosed modular kind of units. So anyway, enough ramble, enough defense of myself, if you will. So I take the raw ore here, and then I have a line set up to where you need raw ore to make the magnets. So that's where this line goes into, and then she goes into here. And if you can believe it or not, count how many I have here. I've got 7 of these, and it's still not enough to have a surplus. It barely has enough to keep these guys going, and I even marked these guys down to Mark IIs because I just have these things just they crank out. There's 200 per stack. It's totally fine. So so you go along here, you get some bar smelting here, and so I got my iron ingots here, and then those guys break down over into here. One line, all you need is one line, because these guys can pull off here, make the gears here, put excess here, and then string it along here in this line. But at the same line, because we're trying to reduce space, right? We're trying to optimize our efficiency on our cables here, or on our conveyor belts. So then, and since I have Mark III, and I think it grabs like 6 or 7 at a time, like stretching across over to here, I don't really care. Like it's totally fine, because as you can see, it's not a problem to max out all this junk. It really isn't. So I have these guys that make the basic electric motor, and I have 4 of those. And that's to kind of keep up with the surplus of these 2 guys that are pumping them out. But anyway, these guys making the magnetic coil, I got surplus here. It shoots out here. And then so all 3 of the resources that you need to make the motor coils are here, or the motor words. Electric motors, motor coils, whatever, are here, and they go in there. I had to modify a little bit. This wasn't an additional thing, but I wasn't getting, because they are Mark III, right? So I wasn't getting enough iron, because they were eating them up before it would get to like right here, and I wouldn't get any over here. So I created these 2 specifically to feed, because you can see the little conveyor lines here, to feed into here, and that's basically just because space constraints. Like I don't have over like I ran into here. So I mean, you can put this modular system like anywhere, and then not have these 2 here, but then have an additional. But I like how it's set exclusively here. They only work when this needs like some surplus, and it works well for me anyway. So we pump out here. This is our output, and she drives right in back over here, and drops off into the overflow. And then this feeds into these guys. Basically self-explanatory. Then these guys pull off. Again, I don't really mind having them stretch out. I didn't want to waste another line or connection or like whatever. It's totally fine. And this was close enough to where I can just interconnect right here and not really have a care in the world. So I did that. And then I have my charcoal here. And the charcoal and the magnetic rings in the end it's just the magnets, I guess. That's the only like major long line here is here all the way around, wrapping it up to conclude at the end point to make this amazing super magnet ring. And then it shoots off, and I'll show you where it goes. It gets a little bit clustery because this is Old Town. This is like, I've actually reworked this before. And then I added all of this stuff in here. All of this in my first 20-minute video of like, let me show you my little base. I kind of gave a rundown in this, but all of this here that you see right in front of you, all of this is used to make this one thing, which is the small carrier rocket. It's insane because the coils pump into here, and I have these 2 containers here, which is perfect. I like redundancy. I like having a surplus because, again, if I want to upgrade and have, and make more Mark III conveyor belts and stuff like that, I have the ability to pull from my industry without it really hurting my industry in the long run. Because if I pull out a component and bare bones it, then now there's like a hiccup in the system. Like it's all like self-contained overflow redundancy, kind of a thing is what I strive for in the things that I build for my Let's Plays and stuff like that. So it's just kind of like a fun little thing that I wanted to show you. I even had to add on. So the downside to this, the downside with being this small, this compact, this modular, if you find your initial build isn't producing enough, you get screwed on space. So, as an example, I was not producing enough of this resource here. Where is it? This guy. I'm still not producing enough of this guy here. So this Dyson sphere component is a pain in the rear to build. And I had to pull out all the way over here. See, again, I was having surplus issues here in the beginning when I had extra here. I wasn't producing enough of the hydrogen charge or the deuteron fuel charge. My bad. Hydrogen charge I use for myself because, I mean, it's super easy to make. I have a little over here. It's right offshoot of my hydrogen intake from my gas giant. So it's just right there. I don't even see it or whatever. I've got a titanium ingot like line there anyway for something else down over here to make these guys. So I was just kind of like, you know what, I'm going to throw that in there. And see how modular it kind of fit right in here, right next to the I can't even think of the name, the satellite substation, right? I was just like, I'll just put it right there. It's totally fine. So anyway, I was having an issue with the cells, so I had to come back here, and as you can see, where you have to do a quick fix, hot fix, like what have you, it can get a little bit chaotic in there, but it is amazing. I also was having an issue with making these as well. I was not making enough. Now let me show you. I exclusively made 4 of these. 4 of these chemical stations to help this system here, and it wasn't enough. And I even have like 2 systems over here and here that help making these guys, and that's not enough to keep a surplus of that piece of gear. So anyway, I'll probably go into more lengthy detail there. We're kind of going over it already in this one, just because I'm just so proud of my work. I like building. Building's fun. This is a fun game. This is amazing. For like 20 bucks, it's like 18 bucks. I've played 200 hours, 47 minutes. Non-stop play, basically. I've only shut this off twice in like a week. I've like let it run in the background while I was in school, when I was showering, when I was watching my kids, when I was hanging out with my kids, when I was sleeping. I just let my automation do its thing. And that's what I like doing, is setting up AFK automation to build your stuff so it's carefree, so you can sit there and explore. Because I didn't show you guys in the 20-minute episode earlier of like, let me show you my base. This is one solar system of all of those stars. And I've only been to the ones that are listed. Only briefly. I have stations here in 51 Corvi. I have stations there that help me produce, and like it's like my silicon or an ingot like location where I get that, and also my organic crystal and stuff. But it's just, this game is awesome, guys. It's awesome for an early access title for 18 bucks. Wow. I have nothing but ravings of like, this game is amazing. I'm super stoked and excited. There's a link in the Discord. You can come join. You can come hang out. You can post your stuff. You can comment, like, subscribe, engage a little bit on your creativity level. This is like Legos, only for like adults. Even like I have Legos, but my 4-year-old has them all now. I cringe sometimes when he touches all of my Lego. I don't know if it's just kind of like I took special care and pride with those things for like years when I was a child, and then like my 4-year-old just he does not care. He's just like, I am going to take these Star Destroyers and smash them together, and I'm like, oh, hours of building ruined. Hopefully you guys can relate. If not, leave a comment down on how idiotic I am being, because it's just Lego, God guy. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and look forward to more of these kind of episodes to where they're just short and quick. I was rambling a little bit, so it was like 6 minutes of extra ramble. But I just want to do short, quick how to do these modular little like buildings to kind of get your mindset, get your creativity going, and share what you've created. That would be great. I would love to have kind of like a creators like guild to where we can have discussions on. Just look at that. That's so awesome. I can't wait till that's fully built. Just like to have creative instructional stuff, guys. It'd be super cool. And cooperative play in the future when multiplayer comes out. That would be so dope. I would love to do that. Like have a community solar system or galaxy. That would be so awesome. Hopefully they can pull it off. I don't even know how they would do it. It's pretty standalone single player right now, but I'm looking forward. Fingers crossed. Heart hopeful. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.